What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope you're having an amazing week. Like always, for today's live stream, I want to talk about President Trump, Vladimir Putin of Russia, and also white supremacists and white nationalists of the sort. And I want to explain through simple truths of philosophy and psychology how the left-wing media, the mainstream media, and the liberal media actually promotes and helps all of these people. I don't think they're related in any sort. I know people always group all the three in, but this is simply an explanation for how the left-wing media that claims that they want to stop Trump, Putin, and white supremacists are actually the number one leading cause in emboldening, promoting, and helping Trump, helping Putin, and actually helping white supremacists. So if you don't like any of the three, if you do like Trump, if you do or don't like Putin, whatever, doesn't matter. This is strictly just kind of analyzing how the news works and how they actually help the exact causes that they claim that they're trying to stop. So I think this is something that both sides could appreciate and really should listen to, because a lot of news sources will lie to you. They will pander to your emotions. They will pander to your political beliefs. But usually they will just take a lot of money from you, and then, a year later, you'll end up with the results exact opposite of what you thought were going to happen. So let's wait about 20 more seconds for people to get into the live stream. Thank you, Leona. Thank you, Tamira. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at DreamRare. Follow me on Twitter at Legendary Energy. Check out my website for all my social media links and my business contact, which is legendary.vision. That's all you have to type in is legendary.vision. And we'll wait about 15 more seconds. I know this is not a topical topic, so it's probably not going to get the most live stream viewers, but I do think it's very, very important, and I understand people have their ears closed and, they don't want to listen to me. They think I'm all sorts of things, or they believe the news, or, they have their preferences in political pundits or whatever, but this is going to be a very accurate and honest portrayal of how the news works, how psychology works, how philosophy works, and how some of the leading left-leaning media that claims that they want to stop Trump, they actually elected Trump. The people that they claim that they want to stop Putin, they've actually helped Putin more than any other media source. And the same news sources that claim that they hate white supremacists and want to stop white supremacy and want to stop all of these people, they're actually the number one cause in the uptick of all of the sorts. And, for the last one, that's something that I think is an ideology that's outdated and should be condemned. So that's why I'm talking about it. I don't think these news sources should continue to promote, support, and help the same causes that they think they're stopping. So first, I'm going to start with Trump. You have to understand psychology, philosophy, media-wise, public relations-wise. I mean, you talk to this is why I don't understand. These guys are all media moguls. They all, make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars a year. And somehow they don't know the main rule of press relations. They don't know the main rule of psychology and philosophy when it comes to coverage, which is any press is good press. Any attention is good attention. If you're giving your energy to something, whether it's on the media or in real life, you're actually helping that person or that cause. So with President Trump, the same news sources like CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, Vice, Vox, Mother Jones, Politico, all of these news sites, they were the number one culprits in giving President Trump airtime. Still to this day, all they do is nonstop talk about him. When something happens, they can't even cover what actually happened. They won't even tell you, hey, this is what actually happened. Here's what we think about it. They tell you what the president said about it. They're like, here's what Trump tweeted about it and why it's wrong. So they nonstop promote the guy. This is a large portion of why he won. They'll say Russia spent a bunch of Facebook ads and Twitter ads, but let's look at the big facts. Hillary spent more money than anyone ever with $1.2 billion in funding. They spent a significant amount of that money on personal attacks. Most people use policy. They say, this is what I want to do. Here's what I'm going to do for the country. Here's why you should elect me. Here's why you should here's why you should like me and support me. Their campaign, for whatever reason, did the exact opposite. They gave all of their money and their attention to President Trump. They didn't say, here's what I'm going to do for the country. They said, he's racist, he's sexist, he's xenophobic, he's going to destroy the country, he's bad, he's bad. But what are they doing? Psychology-wise, philosophy-wise, they're pushing attention and support to him. There were even parts where they were showing an empty Trump podium Saturday Night Live nonstop talks about the guy. Every single left-wing news source, they're obsessed with the guy. It's creepy. It reminds me of someone when they have an ex-girlfriend or somebody that they're mad at, and they nonstop talk about them, like, I hate my ex-girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And then they talk about them for the next 2 hours, and I'm like, clearly you're thinking about them. It doesn't make sense if you're just talking about your ex-girlfriend for three hours, and like, I'm not thinking about her at all. I don't care about her at all. I don't care about her. I'm not trying to do this. And it's like, you clearly care because you've nonstop talked about her. She's occupying space in your mind. She's living rent-free in your brain. So you're saying one thing, but your actions are showing the opposite. This is exactly what the mainstream media did the entire election. And some people will probably say, well, Anomaly, he's the president. They got to talk about him now. They can't just let him do it. Well, he wasn't the president before. And guess what I did? Everyone gets so upset with me acting like I'm the big problem when I'm really part of the solution. I didn't vote for President Trump. I'm just going to be honest. And guess what I did? I didn't talk about him for 4 or 5 months on social media. And I made a video actually explaining to people this same exact thing then. If you don't want to elect President Trump, don't talk about him. I barely posted about him. I gave him no mental, occupancy in my brain. I gave him no social media attention. I was pushing all of the promotion towards candidates and ideologies that I believed in and that I supported. So I did this during the election. If I was the campaign manager of Hillary Clinton, she would have won the election by a landslide probably, because they made so many errors. They spent all of their press and their attention talking about the person that they don't like. And nowadays, any press is good press. Back in the day, if a sex tape came out on you, it was the end of your career. Oh my goodness, this is so bad, blah, blah, blah. But Kim Kardashian took a sex tape, and now she's the biggest rock star on the planet. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee, back in the day, it promoted their brand and their people. There's no such thing as bad press, especially when all of the bad press on you doesn't even equate to all of the other bad stuff going on, and you have all these policies and ideas that people support. So with President Trump, it is left-wing media sources like CNN, MSNBC, Vice News, Vox, who actually got him elected and had continued to boost his support. I didn't even vote for him, and now you hear me talking like this. You see some of my other videos. There's millions of people like me because they nonstop talk about him, and every day people wake up to the reality of the fact that they're like hallucinogenic, delusional people who are just like screaming and ranting and covering anything for 24-hour coverage and ratings and, let's talk about him, let's talk about him, let's talk about him, let's talk about him. I don't click on those news sources. Anytime that the news says, hey, here's what Trump said about the school shooting, here's what Trump said about the FBI, I never click on those articles. So who's giving them all their money? Who's giving Trump and these news sources all their money? It's people who hate Trump who actually support him the most. When I want to hear what President Trump says, I just go to his Twitter and I watch what he says face to face. I don't need a fake news media source to, translate his tweet. It's not that cryptic. I mean, that's one of the things President Trump does. He speaks in a very basic way. It's not that hard to understand him. So why would you click on all these media sources that are telling you what Trump says? What you need Politico or, CNN and MSNBC to tell you what Trump said? I mean, just read what he said. An example of this, how they give Trump nonstop attention. There's reports out in all of the mainstream news sources that said the FBI had a tip on the school shooter, Nicholas Cruz, the kid who shot up the school in Florida. They had a tip on it months before, but they didn't act on it. That's a fact. It's in all the mainstream news sources. They had a tip, they had a lead on it, but they didn't investigate. So they failed to investigate or look into the school shooter. They raided Paul Manafort's house. That they're doing all this other stuff, but for some reason they thought it was a non-story, so they didn't investigate. That's just what it is. President Trump says that on his Twitter, and then all of the news says, here's what Trump said. How crazy is it that he said that? And now when you search for the evidence, you can't even find the actual story. What you find first is the fact that President Trump said that they said that. So that's not only do they lie about everything, not only do they use the fact that people hate Trump to try to mask the truth and stuff that they've already said. Most of the stuff that Trump says, they've already said. I just did a viral video. It's about to hit 1 million views. Chuck Schumer said the same thing Trump said about immigration. Chuck Schumer said the same thing that he said about travel security. Barack Obama said the same thing that Trump said about immigration. They've all said this in the past. They just pitch it that Trump said it, and then they act like it's crazy. So they do one of two things. They cover up the actual story, they make you see the Trump version of it, and they give him nonstop promotion. I mean, it's truly pathetic. So I understand people get upset with me sometimes. They say, Anomaly, oh, you're such a crazy guy for telling me the truth, and it's so insane how you try to help me instead of mislead me and profit off me. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to change people's perspective or perception, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to make up your mind for you. I'm just trying to help you explain how to think. So if you really don't like Trump, I would think you would listen to me and stop following the news sources who got Trump elected. You think Fox News got Trump elected and Russia got Trump elected? I'm sorry, you're in for a rude awakening in the next 20 years, because it was the billions upon tens of billions upon hundreds of billions of dollars of media coverage that CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, Vox, New York Times, Washington Post give President Trump every day for free. They give him trillions of dollars. People can't even fathom. They would pay. They would salivate for this type of attention. And they give it every single day to Trump for free. It's a key law of psychology. It's a key law of philosophy. It's a key law of advertising. It's a key law of public relations. If you give something your attention, it's a key law of spirituality in some religions and manifestation. If you talk about it and you give it your energy, you are helping it. If you talk about a problem or talk about a person, no matter what you say, you could say you hate them, you could say that you don't care about them, you could say that you want them to stop and you're trying to stop them, but if you nonstop feed your energy into that person or that thing, you're actually helping it. You're actually supporting it. You're actually promoting it. So who's responsible for President Trump? Who continues to embolden him and make him stronger and more powerful and more popular? It's the left-wing media. And people wonder why I sit here and say all of these things. It's because I'm trying to tell you the truth. If you don't like Trump, or you don't like Putin, or you don't like all of these things, why don't you listen to me? Why do you keep feeding into the same broken system that got Trump elected? He won because of the media, because they're so incompetent. Politicians are incompetent, and they're all lying to you about things that they've said in 10 years in the past or 5 years in the past. They've said the same exact thing as Trump. They don't actually care about any of this stuff. They don't care about the LGBT community. Look at videos of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton 10 years ago. They could care less about gay and lesbian people. They were against it when it was popular to be against it. They were against illegal immigration when it was popular to be against illegal immigration. They will pander to anyone for votes and money. There's main producers from all of these top networks on camera saying that the whole Russia thing is a witch hunt to basically get ratings and to try to, lure people in like it's a Game of Thrones or some sort of thing. So I'm trying to help you. I'm sorry that this truth shatters your whole illusion of, complete fake news and all this ridiculous stuff, but it is the left-wing media, it is the liberal media that promotes, supports, and actually emboldens Trump. They got him elected with nonstop coverage, and they haven't learned a damn thing. And the reason they haven't learned a thing is because no one makes them learn. Why would they learn when they've convinced 10 million people that it's all Russia's fault? And why should we change? Why should we change our strategy? We just gave trillions of dollars of promotion to Trump for free, but it's not our fault. It's $40,000 worth of Russian ads that are just from Russian people. It's not even a known connection to the government. So, it's so freaking embarrassing that people think $40,000 or $100,000 in advertising is the same as trillions of dollars. Trillions. You can't even fathom how much money that is. Trillions of dollars of free coverage between all of the media sites. People couldn't pay for this type of promotion, and they give it to Trump every single day for free. So if you want to stop Trump, if you really are so mad at Trump, why don't you look at all of the left-wing media that gives him free promotion? Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, or any celebrity or musician on the planet would salivate and pay billions of dollars if they had it just to get this much attention. It's Trump's world. You're just living in it. And then the media is misleading to you, lying you, promoting the people you hate, and then profiting off your fear and stupidity. So you're welcome. On to President Putin of Russia. How did the media help Putin? 5-10 years ago, did you think about Putin? Were you thinking about Russia every day? Because I'll be honest, I didn't know anything about Vladimir Putin. I didn't know that much about Russia at all. I didn't care about Russia. And now it's on the news every day. So what do I know about Putin? I've seen all of the negative, terrible things the news has said about Putin, and then they did something incredibly dumb which was they put Putin in the same room as Megyn Kelly, and they decided to have a debate on, I don't know if it was MSNBC or one of those stations, I believe, and Vladimir Putin made her look foolish. So this is a huge strategy they've done with Trump. They did it with Putin again. They nonstop give somebody attention, and then they look dumber than the person that they're giving all the attention to. If you're going to give all these people all this attention, which I highly suggest that you don't, if you really don't like them, you shouldn't be giving them all the attention. Even if you do look a lot better than them, you still shouldn't be giving them all this attention because it doesn't help your cause. But they do with Trump and Putin is they give them all this airtime, all this attention, all these platforms. Here, speak with us, speak with us. And then they look dumber than the person that they have on. I mean, Megyn Kelly got embarrassed by Vladimir Putin. She got so far embarrassed by Vladimir Putin that she lost her ability to talk about politics on MSNBC, and now she just has a normal talk show because she disgraced the entire network with, doing the exact opposite of what she wanted. That clip has since gone viral of Megyn Kelly versus Vladimir Putin. It's been seen 20, 30, 50 million times, and if you look at all the comments and all the likes, it's not because Megyn Kelly did well, it's because she embarrassed herself and made President Putin look better. I've seen other clips of him, and he's more honest than those news networks. He says a few things, so if you're going to give someone all this airtime, which you really shouldn't if you want to stop them, why in the world would you keep looking dumber than them? You put them on a platform, you put them on a pedestal, and then you just are incompetent. Like, where are the left-wing superstars? If you're going to give someone this platform, you better get someone intelligent to speak with them and have a conversation and have their talking points down. Because the left-wing media is so far hating on Trump and hating on Putin and hating on everyone, they forgot the number one most important thing in the world. It's the most important thing in spirituality. It's the most important thing in psychology, philosophy, other stuff, which is change yourself to change the world. Look in the mirror and focus on yourself. You're not going to be a better person by making fun of Trump and making fun of Putin. No matter what you say about Trump and what you say about Putin, it's not going to change who you are. It's like if I say, that guy's weak, that guy's weak, that guy's weak. Look how weak that guy is. But I never work out, and I never do push-ups, and I never lift weights. I spend 5 years just saying how weak that guy is. I'm going to end up weaker because now I've gone 5 years without working out. That's what self-accountability and that's what self-responsibility is, and that's what the media doesn't understand. That's what the left-wing supporters who continue to be like, oh, it's Trump in Russia. Look in the mirror. And then I tell you, I try to help you like a good friend. I'm like, hey, you might want to improve what you're doing here because they're so far gone. They've been so hating on everyone else for so long that they don't even have a platform anymore. Their platform is literally like nothing. It's an empty void of just hate, confusion, and fear-mongering. And I don't even care for the Republican Party platform. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not out voting for Republican. I'm not going out to the ballot box and voting all the Republicans. So, if you vote left or right, congratulations. I'm not hating on you or judging anyone. I'm just being honest. If you want me to lie and pretend like I'm someone I'm not, just to fit your weird, twisted ideology, that's, one thing. But I'm just telling you the truth. I'm trying to help you. The left-wing media promotes Trump and they promote Putin, and they do the same thing with white supremacy. When's the last time you saw a white supremacist on a platform? And before I even get into that, they continuously mix white nationalist with white supremacist. A white nationalist is someone who's white, and a nationalist is someone who believes in America first and puts American values first, blah, blah, blah. The news constantly misrepresents that. In my opinion, you should have a balance. You should be part nationalistic in the sense of like you love your country, you have self-accountability, you have self-responsibility, you want to fix your country before you go out and kill a bunch of other people and start a bunch of wars. So in that sense, being a nationalist is not that bad. The news doesn't want you to know that because they don't want you to focus on themselves. Their whole platform is so you never focus on your freaking self. Don't you get it already? They have you blaming everyone else so you never self-improve. You never become a better person. They don't want America to be better. They want to just continue running around the world and killing everyone else and being like, look at them, look at them, look at them. Like psychopaths, like the psychopaths that they are. So being a nationalist, to that extent, is not bad. But if you're overly nationalistic, you're like, America's the best and everybody else sucks and let's not let anyone else in and I'm superior, blah, blah, blah. That's when you become a borderline white supremacist, which is not okay. So nationalism, being a white nationalist or a black nationalist or a Latino nationalist, it's not a bad thing. albeit unless you go overboard and start being super racist and discriminatory, and you lack culture and diversity. That's not a good thing. You should be able to learn from the entire world and embrace other cultures and embrace other people. So I think a balance is right. And a straight up white supremacist would be somebody that thinks that they're better than other people and that their race is superior than other people simply based off their origin or the color of their skin. That, I think, is incredibly foolish and incredibly ignorant. I believe in the individual. I believe there's millions of people from every culture and ethnicity that, have strong points, and then there's somebody who has weak points, and then there's somebody who defies all odds, and, they do what they're not supposed to do in that. So I believe in the individual at core values. I think white supremacy or any other kind of supreme ideology, I think it's weak, I think it's lame, and I think it's honestly, it shows weakness in yourself. If you have to make this story of, oh, my race is better than your race, oh, I'm supreme, and this is my world, blah, blah, blah. If you do that, it shows weakness to me. It shows me that you're scared. It shows me that you don't really believe in yourself, so you have to, tell yourself that you're supreme. So I in no way, shape, or form support white supremacists or any other type of supremacists. But do you know who does support white supremacists? Do you know who does promote white supremacy? Do you know who does nonstop talk about white supremacists and gave white supremacists the biggest platform in 2018? It is left-wing media sites like Vox, Vice, especially Vice, so they're the worst, and other mainstream, TV news stations. I mean, they claim to hate white supremacy, but they continuously give these people platforms. 2 years ago and 3 years ago, nobody knew who Richard Spencer was. Nobody cared who Richard Spencer was. Now everybody knows who Richard Spencer is. Why? Because Vice and Vox and all of these left-wing media sources continuously talk about the guy. They continuously give him platforms. They continuously give him interviews. They continuously give him coverage. And sometimes they look really stupid. And it's a shame because you have to look smart when you go in to talk to Trump or Putin or somebody else. You have to have your stuff down. I mean, a lot of these people are so far gone and so far used to only hating people that they're so incompetent themselves, they get outsmarted by Trump. They get outsmarted by Putin, and they get outsmarted by other people. I mean, Richard Spencer is not a stupid person, Love him or hate him or, whatever people's thoughts are about him, he's not an idiot. And a lot of these people who work for Vice are complete idiots. So they give him a platform, and then they put him up on this pedestal, and then they don't even have, a good argument. And I'm not co-signing or saying it's a great thing. I'm just saying if you want to stop somebody, you better make sure you don't look dumber than them. If I have on somebody that has this ideology that I think is so ignorant and so destructive and so racist and sexist, and I have them and I sit them on the couch right next to me, and then I have no argument and I look like a moron, what am I doing? Am I stopping that person? Am I condemning his ideology, or am I promoting it? I mean, now you go to YouTube and there's all these videos with all these support groups thanks to sites like Vice and Vox. So they give power to everybody that they claim that they're stopping. They give power to Trump, they give power to Putin, and they give power to white supremacists. And I don't think all of those things are grouped, because they try to group in Trump with white supremacy, with Putin. I think they're all completely unrelated topics, but who's giving them the attention? Who's giving them the most support? It's all the left-wing media. I mean, when are people going to wake up to that reality that this is an ineffective strategy for a campaign? It's why Hillary Clinton lost. It's an ineffective strategy for the media. It's why Trump keeps winning and why the FBI has been collapsing and people have had to resign and, all of these other things. It's because they're built on a foundation of just no self-accountability, no self-responsibility, and a lot of lies of just running people in a circle for financial gain. So this is more psychology and philosophy and, the power of the mind and the soul more than it is even to talk about politics. And that's what my whole channel is. I'm sorry that it's so revolutionary, because people are so fake that they've got you to believe a system of lies, and they've told you that not focusing on yourself is going to change your life, and going in the street with a picket sign is going to make you, 6 figures a year, and it's going to change America, and everybody's going to get helped, and, the government's going to come around and give everyone food and health care and free college, and it's going to be perfect because, yeah, that's totally going to happen because, like, yeah, all we have to do is give the government more taxes and they're going to make all these social programs, and all of a sudden millions of people with no ambition and no motivation and no skills and people doing drugs and people who are horrible people, they're all of a sudden just going to be great people because we gave our money to the government. That's totally going to work. Yeah, no, it's not. It's a stupid ideology. It's not true. It's never been true. It's never going to be true. No matter how much you lie about it, no matter how much you hate Trump, no matter how much you hate Putin, that ideology is never going to work because it lacks the number one most important thing, whether we have an extreme left president or an extreme right president, or we pay a lot of taxes or we pay a little taxes. The most important thing is self-accountability and self-effing responsibility. Take control of your life. Take control of yourself. Take control of everything that you have personally. Take control of your family and your community. Don't ask the government to fix your community and fix your... You can't do it yourself. I mean, it's pathetic. And this is the one thing that the media doesn't want people to do. Because if people are self-accountable, if people are self-responsible, they don't have a platform anymore. They won't get your votes anymore. They don't know what to do for votes anymore. The same people that were saying illegal immigration is wrong and all the Americans don't like illegal immigration, they're up fake crying on television telling you that it's racist to say that illegal immigrants are illegal. I'm not making this up. It's all on YouTube. Open your damn eyes. It's right in front of you. I mean, it's ridiculous and embarrassing. So, regardless of what you believe, regardless of who you like, if you like Trump, if you hate Trump, if you think Putin's underrated, if you think he's overrated and he's a fascist dictator who's coming to kill everyone, I don't care. I'm just telling you, take control of your life. Take self-accountability and take self-responsibility. You're not going to be a bodybuilder by telling someone else that they're weak for 5 years and not working out. Work out. Work out physically. Work out mentally. Work out spiritually. Fix yourself. Change yourself to change the world. The Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. Jeez, just get it already. It's so embarrassing. And the media will play into this because they don't care. They probably don't care that Trump won. I mean, some of them are probably upset, but some of them are like, well, screw it. Now we got this whole narrative and we could just continuously make money off these people. The same people that act like they hate Trump, they are making money off your demise. They got Trump elected. He won not because of the Russians. He won because of the American media. And to this day, he's everywhere. He runs the internet. He runs the world. He runs America. He runs the minds. You go onto Facebook, Trump. You go onto Twitter, Trump. YouTube, Trump, 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 Trump. He's everywhere, Trump. He owns you. He's your whole world. I didn't get him elected. I told people not to talk about him. I know philosophy, I know psychology, I know manifestation, I know spirituality, I know myself, I know the world. So I tried to help you. I tried to say, hey, if you don't like Trump, guess what? Stop talking about him, because the more you talk about him, the more you help him. The more you talk about Putin and look stupid next to him because you spent the last 5 years hating on everyone else so you don't even have your own argument. You know, the same people supporting white nationalists and white supremacists, you're emboldening. You've made white nationalists times 50. Now there's 50 times as many white nationalists because of Vice and Vox and all of these, oh, we hate you guys so much, so we're going to talk about you every single day and we're going to give you a platform and you can come on our show and talk and we're going to get it millions of views. Oh yeah, that's really stopping the cause. Wow, it's just going to disappear now that you've literally brought it back into this world and gave it HD footage. I mean, you idiots. You're pathetic. It's so embarrassing. But this is the one thing that none of those people want to do. They're on a hamster wheel. Trump, Trump, Trump. Oh, we're going to get Trump. We're going to get Trump. We're going to get Trump tomorrow. Oh, yeah, he worked with Russia. Oh, my God. We're almost there. Shut the F up, you losers, and look in a goddamn mirror. You are the reason that Trump won. You are the reason that Trump continues to thrive. It's your effing fault. Take a week. Go to the beach, do some yoga, go play basketball, go play soccer. Look in the goddamn mirror because you are everything that you are trying to stop in this world. You elected Trump. You emboldened Putin and you made Putin a superstar. You gave Putin 50 times as much popularity. You gave white supremacists a platform. You pathetic cowards. Look in the goddamn mirror. You are pathetic. I mean, I don't understand how much clearer it can get. And to anybody who are following them, just consider what I'm saying. You don't have to believe it. This is not a cult. This is not CNN or MSNBC where we take everything and then we tell you how to think about it. I'm telling you to use your goddamn brain. for yourself. Think for yourself, because if you don't think for yourself, Facebook's going to think for you. Twitter's going to think for you. Google's going to think for you. And eventually, Elon Musk is going to try to put a computer chip in your brain. So please pay attention. Please be aware of what's going on. And if you want to stop something or you want to change an ideology, you don't do it by lack of self-accountability, lack of self-responsibility, and continuously promoting the cause that you claim you're trying to stop. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the world. God bless the universe if it really exists to that extent. And I appreciate your support. I'm going to post my link below. My email list is free. I'm going to send one out tomorrow probably. My donation link if you'd like to support the movement. Clearly, no news media is going to have me on. Apparently, I could get 100, 200 million views and nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to interview me or have me on their podcast. Maybe I have to get 10 billion views and they probably still ignore me. So for that reason, your support means the world to me, because none of these platforms want me to exist, let alone make money. No news stations would hire me. Pretty much every company I've ever worked for tried to suppress me and tell me to sit in a corner and, not to do what I want to do. So thank you guys so much for your donations for that reason. You are the movement. You continue to fuel it. Even when Facebook algorithm changes, we continue to thrive. We continue to get 30,000 shares, 40,000 shares, 100,000 shares, even when Facebook tries to manipulate the algorithm because of your support. So even though I'm doing a lot of the editing and, labor and work, I appreciate you more than the world, not just for donations, but especially shares. We are an incredible power movement, bringing truth, knowledge, wisdom, love, common sense to the world. And it's all because of you. We're able to, outsmart or get around artificial intelligence and new algorithm switches, because we are that powerful and we lead with good energy and rare energy and good perspective. So thank you guys so much again. My links are going to be below. Have a good week, and I'll be back later. Check out my video if you haven't about gun control and immigration. It's almost at 1 million views in 24 hours. Thank you guys so much for watching that and sharing that. Have a good week.